We know what happened with the price of XRP after the court news came out. We know we are getting massive attention from around the globe in terms of media attention, in terms of the discussions happening in different big medias, and we literally watch liquidity is opening up. We're getting massive media attention right now, and things are evolving in a way that it's not just the media talking about it, it's also those elected officials. Now, listen to this once before you even decide where we are headed.
The SEC has been clear about Bitcoin also. Now, the unfortunate reality is right now there's clarity for two, Bitcoin and XRP. That's not a good thing. I mean, it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP, but it's the reason why we have.
This has been something we have been discussing here from a long period of time. When this happens, this is going to give clarity for XRP and Bitcoin, because SEC right now does not say that Ether is not a security or it's a security. They're kind of staying away from it, but they're saying one thing. Before this court case came out, they were literally saying everything except Bitcoin as a security. And right now the court just said XRP is not a security. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the rule of the land. Now, until there is an appeal, until there is a new ruling, XRP is not a security. That means for years to come, it's going to stay like that. This is just a summary judgment. So I don't think SEC is able to do the appeal right now. They may have to wait until they get the clarity for the entire case. And then what happens? If they decide to go after this, yeah, that's going to take another couple of years, which means for that long we are set free. That means Ether went up after the Hinman gaslighting, but this time it's a code, it's a rule coming out. Now this is the fact, this is the reality. XRP is not a security. It doesn't matter how a lot of different people are trying to package this information, but here this guy is definitely not a fan of XRP, but he's giving you the clarity that XRP as a digital token is not in and of itself a contract. That means it does not actually fulfill this Hui prong. It's not an investment contract. That's in the document. That's from the code. What else do you need to get clarity? Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, when you actually look at this, it all falls in line. XRP ruling is a milestone win for the entire crypto industry. That's what JP Morgan is saying. And you keep this in mind. Large capital pools, it's large capital pools, right? They are staying there on the sidelines, have been reticent to engage in the industry with unclear rules of road. While the related overhang has also slowed innovation, adoption, and just overall crypto ecosystem valuation was down, in our opinion, accelerating as regulatory actions heated up over the last years. Now, this ruling is undoubtedly a milestone win for the industry. It provides legal clarity and defense around what does and what does not constitute as a security. So, if there is a third party Bitcoin maxi, Ether maxi coming out and saying, nah, XRP is still a security, you're reading the judgment wrong, take this from one of the biggest financial institutions in the world. They have a big legal team, they have trading and markets team, they understand this. If they are giving you this idea, that's going to be huge. And continue. And that overall outcome is in favor of what many in the industry had been arguing. Now, keep this in mind. If you see that they are talking about this, that's a huge win for XRP as an investment asset, as a financial instrument. In a ruling on Thursday, US judge ruled that Ripple XRP token should not be considered a security if sold via an exchange or through programmatic sales. So the programmatic sales now comes from the Ripple, which actually comes in, which was already decided a long way back. Right now, you actually get the idea of how things are evolving. Now, why do that actually matter? Because you just see the level of attention we are getting. These are from the big guys, the billionaires of the world, talking about how things are evolving and what's a security, what's not a security, giving you the exact details when these fraudsters are trying to put more and more confused ideas into the market, right? So you are getting all these clarity, and then this one just got my attention. He's actually highlighting the fact that SEC is declining to comment on whether the agency will appeal on this or not. Because right now, as I told, it's just summary judgment. I don't know how long it's going to take for the entire case to get solved, but then they'll go for an appeal, maybe. And if not, that means XRP is another asset. We just heard that here, right? Brad Garlinghouse gave you the idea that now it can be good for XRP and Bitcoin, like it was good for Bitcoin and Ether. Ether went from $80 to $200 all the way up to $4,300. Why did that happen? Because of the Hinman speech, the green lighting was given at that time, and right now it's huge for XRP. So if you actually look at the price action and see, the price touched 0.93 and it's down, that's not something you should be worried about. You should be looking at the macro, the fundamentals, and the price action in a way you understand what's happening. Look at XLM. It went up. It also popped, right? Close to 0.2. Now, what is it doing? This has been a range of resistance for some time, and now you see that the price broke that level, and it is coming back to retest that particular level a couple of times. Last day and today, it's retesting that range and finding buyers entering at that range. Now, it is interesting because you also have to understand the fact that from that local high, you're down 34%. Now, why wouldn't investors and traders start buying? That's the first level of support. Now, am I 100% sure it's going to bounce from there? No, you may even get a wick lower where the price action would enter into this range and then bounce off. That's going to be another massive buying opportunity. That's for XLM, right? Now, as we just discussed through this idea of new volume coming into the market, massive media attention, just turning the retail towards XRP is a huge factor of the market. As Bitcoin dominance slows down, maybe it's going to come back down to this trend line and then bounce off. It's going to bounce off. When money is going to come, it's going to also go into Bitcoin. It's not just XRP which has the clarity, because SEC is not even thinking about screwing Bitcoin. They always have stated this idea that Bitcoin is not a security. So that is clear. Investors are going to go into that asset whether we like it or not. Now look at XRP. We're inside a similar pattern. We are just below a resistance level. This is a key level in this short time frame, right? You're testing that and getting rejected. So if you move back a little bit, say a 4-hour chart, and you're looking at this price action, and a lot of people will have confusion. Are we going back down to these levels of like 0.3, 0.4 and all? I really don't think so. Now, what's possible if you are looking at a buying opportunity as a fact is that, okay, we are going to respect the levels. These previous levels have been acting as strong resistance. So I believe that this particular level is going to act as some level of support. It has been a support resistance zone from long time. That means all the way from 2020, we have been seeing this level working clearly. So the market does understand for this particular asset, the level of 0.5 towards 0.55, that range is really healthy. The price broke above that, and the way it broke above that was a huge move. It's not a small move. It was a giant candle, and the next day you didn't actually see the price dropping all the way back down and erasing that. So that means the market now understands the fact, maybe I'm consolidating here, but I have another leg to the upside before I even think about a corrective movement and consolidation. So that means maybe you're going to go up to 1.2, 1.3 or $1.5 and then come back down to 0.7, 0.8 before you go back up. But keep this in mind. When you do these kind of run up and you do get some correction for sure, you'll keep this in mind. That's followed by an even bigger move to the upside. And you'll again correct back down. People will take profit. And that's again followed up by an even bigger move to the upside. So that's like the micro moves inside that cycle. And we are going to look for the micro moves here. That's just a starting point. And as you look on the monthly, remember what we talked about a few days back, even way before the judgment actually came in. We told you that monthly it's super bullish. We are looking for XRP to do something massive in next 2 or 3 months. And the reasoning was here. Whenever you got the MACD cross to the upside, and the volume is on the upside and the RSI is above 50, that has always been bullish. And we have talked about this extensively, showing out why I strongly believe that this double bottom, which we saw back here in 2020, is happening here at a larger scale, which means the movement should be even bigger. Now, keep in mind, this total measured move would be somewhere around 9x, and that means if you're looking for something big, you're literally looking for maybe 18, maybe 30, who knows? But that's something parabolic. You're not looking for the last all-time highs right now. You're talking about the last local highs as a resistance, great, but then you'll test the $3.84 range, break through that, and that's where the price discovery things come in. Now it's conspiracy. A lot of people is literally will push that agenda of a huge price action for sure. But even if the price is going to $25, $30, that is a huge price action. Now, if you understand the fact that the price action is showing you that it is moving up right now, you don't have a doubt of what's happening. Because there has been times when, the big guys in the same industry were saying, okay, XRP is about to drop, it's about to come down here. And we shared our thought process of why we think this is in an accumulation zone and why we think it's going to hold on and run to the upside. We had our thought process. We shared everything here. And when you go through the market right now, when you're reading through the information right now, you get the narrative which is so easy. You're actually watching some of these and I'm like, that's huge. The repositories of money around the globe, the central banks, with this, if they are all going to use the XRP ledger, that's an amazing achievement for this technology. So this was something I saw and I'm like, if that's true, that's huge. Canada is in talks with Ripple to integrate XRP with their CBDC financial system. So I'm like, maybe it's not XRP, maybe it's the XRP ledger, which is the side chain for the central bank digital currencies on the XRP ledger, right? So you can still touch on XRP for sure, and that's the amount of utility we are talking about. That's the amount of precision for payments we are talking about. Now, these are all BTC guys, the maxis. But right now, they're actually coming out and giving you the idea that this ruling makes a lot of sense. And they are all happy that this ended up happening like this, which is showing you all that we are up for something big. We are really up for something big. When these guys are talking about a trade between their currency, now they do need a bridge currency. So now they don't already care about the SEC. They are already building the infrastructure. And right now you get more clarity. So when you actually see people trying to FUD the market right now, understand it's not one media outlet giving you that narrative. Reuters gave you the idea that Ripple Labs notches landmarks win in SEC case over XRP cryptocurrency. So they don't say in some point XRP is a security and at some point it's not a security. They don't give you that idea. What they share here is a clear mark win in SEC case over XRP. Right? Then you actually go on, you look at a lot of different institutions like Trianglo coming out and highlighting congrats Ripple and Brad for and everyone else, there's a landmark victory. So I'm like, okay, these are the institutions using XRP for payments purpose. So are they really going to actually now hold XRP in their books? Maybe that's a possibility, right? That's a possibility because they can also use the price appreciation of that asset in their books. It's an investment, right? You're buying that asset because it's selling in the open exchange. You're not buying directly from Ripple. So it doesn't actually create that securities concept here. Now you look at what's happening around the globe. This is Forbes, the next one. Hard to put into words how hugely consequential the Ripple's decision is for the entire crypto industry. So back in the days, they were all screaming at Ripple, oh, you got sued. Especially, the pom-pom guy. He was also saying, good morning to everyone except those who were selling securities, unregistered securities, right? And now where is that guy? Maybe he's selling the pizza, who knows? But you get the point. Now everyone is starting to realize the fact, just like Siddhas is giving you, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, and then they fight with you. Now we won. That's the current state. So it was a hard 2.5 years for sure, 100% agree with that. But right now, we just came through that battle. We won that entire war. Now the price action is about to speak up. And when the price action is trying to speak to us, we need to understand that this is not going to the sky in a day. You need to give time for this to play out. We know for a fact that in the price history, we have seen massive run-ups followed by, keep this in mind, massive run-ups followed by corrective actions in the market. 104% run to the upside, and then you get a corrective action which was around 30%. Great. So you literally saw that happening in the market. Then the market pulls up like 700%, which is like say 7x. And then the market drops heavily. It goes down 65%. What happens after that? You run again to the upside, creating massive movement, 14x. Again, you correct back down. So these drops, I'm not panicking with this. What I'm looking at is that you just broke through a range of price action, which a lot of big YouTubers were giving you the damn shit that we're going to go down. We're going to do the low shit. We didn't do that. We broke to the upside. That's what I've been telling here for a long time. And you guys who've been watching this channel know that. This is when the SEC case information came out from the court, the judgment. Before that, we gave you the idea a day back, 2 days back, 3 days back that XRP is ready for a parabolic move. And right now we see that, yeah, it just did a parabolic move. Now, question really is like how long it's going to continue. Where are our targets? And we talked about that extensively in the last video. Today, it's just to reiterate what we are looking at on a longer time horizon. When you are looking at this, it's massive. Like just imagine this fact is still there. You had a price action which went up, that popped. Then the price action decides to correct and consolidate in an area where you stay there for some time, after which again you do your stuff. You pop to the upside, make this run to the upside, and then you decide to consolidate in that territory. So you actually get the point how the price action actually works. You ride up all the time. And when this happens next time, literally it's happening right now, you really don't want to miss. And keep the same perspective and look at this on the macro. Meaning you just had a massive run to the upside here, and right now you have been consolidating inside this territory for a long period of time, and you strongly held on to this range of support and you're bouncing off. Now it's the resistance. You're looking at the resistance from $2 all the way up to $3.8. We will get resistance for sure, 100%, but we want to see how healthy of a breakout we are going to get through that, because the measured move here is massive. Whether we agree with this or not, the price action is showing us that it has been building a huge bullish consolidative corrective pattern, showing that I'm about to run to the upside. And when that starts, we don't want to make a mistake. We want to make sure that we end up taking all these profits, either averaging up or having clear exits. Because if you don't, it's going to be bad. And now when you come back into the market, agree on this point. Like there's a lot of different assets moving. Earlier today morning, I actually gave you the breakout call on this one, right? SNX, you guys know that. And it just broke higher. It went up 20% for the day. That's a good rally. But understand, this is just starting to pick up. Right now, if you look at all of these assets on the weekly, you see all of them doing 30, 40, 50% run to the upside. And that's just in the first hundreds. Now you slowly start moving into smaller coins, and you start watching some of these coins are preparing for a breakout. Some of them are just breaking higher. You saw that in the group today. I posted all of those. So if you are looking for these opportunities, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. Now, jumping back into the reality. Be strong, stay strong. There will be a lot of FUD as we go up. There will be a lot of FUD whenever you see a long wick to the downside. But as a technical guy, I would say, I'm looking at these levels. I understand that. Great. But unless you break this level, which is the recent low of yesterday, you're not in a panic mode for sure, 100%. You shouldn't be panicking. Even if the price action comes low as this point and even wicks lower till this point and come back down and close here, that's still bullish, because it's just showing you This day, the price action is only having the ability to push the price lower for the wick size of yesterday. So you don't have that much amount of people moving out of the market, or you have massive amounts of people buying whenever someone else is selling. So you have way more buyers right now in the market. And that's actually visible from the volume side of things. We were at 300, 400 million. Right now we are standing at 3 billion. That's a 10 times massive movement in the price action side of things, right? A lot of new money is entering. Do you really believe that it's retail guys bringing $3 billion? I really don't think so. It can be the whales, the big guys, right? The family offices, the institutions, all of them can right now buy in the exchange. They're not looking for OTC, they can get screwed, but the real market, the circulating supply is for everyone right now. And it's not a security, which means the market FOMO has already started. So you should have patience. And if you received value, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate that a lot. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.